Hey, what's up? So I'm into documentaries, and one that I just watched last night was Untold, the girlfriend that didn't exist, about Manti Te'o, football player who was in the news back in 2012, 13, 14 or so, because he was catfished by someone who was supposedly his girlfriend. And incidentally, the girlfriend and his grandmother died on the same day. So that was like something that pulled at the heartstrings of Americans. However, it came back to bite Manti in the butt. Not Manatee, but Manti or Monty or whatever Manti. Let's try to pronounce his name right. So he was catfished. He was one of the original catfishies, I guess. But the media portrayed him to be just this oaf dummy, and sometimes they call him gay, and they thought he was actually in on it, because who would actually be in a relationship with someone for 2 years without actually seeing them? However, 90 Day Fiance teaches us that this happens every single day. Like, those Ukrainian women have a whole app where they're running game on men all over the world, sending them money and never seeing them. We've seen that time and time again on 90 Day Fiance. So Manti, he was from Hawaii, and his life was all about the three pillars: family, faith, and football. The three F's: family, faith, and football, right? FFF. And so his whole goal growing up was to go to USC and play. But he got a sign from above: oh, you should go to Notre Dame. Someone actually hinted to him, if you go to USC, you're just going to be another Polynesian football player. But if you go to Notre Dame to fight an Irish, you're going to be a star. So basically, he reluctantly went, and I guess God want me to go to Notre Dame, so I'm going to Notre Dame. And he was like, signing day, I'm going to Notre Dame. I don't really want to go, but God wants me to go, so I guess there's a meeting. So he gets there, he instantly becomes a star, and this is a parallel story. So we have the catfisher telling his, or they side of the story. See, that's not grammatically correct, because they was a he, but now it's a they, them. So them side of the story, it still doesn't sound right. So this guy, Ronaya, basically a sociopath, created all of these personas to catfish men, because he was fighting his own demons. He was a boy who was also groomed like Manti to, family, faith, and football. But he then wanted to be a woman, basically. Or he felt like a woman. They felt like a woman, okay? So in order to, I guess, rectify that in his mind, or to find some peace, he created a persona of this girl named Lene. And so he took pictures from a girl who he thought was pretty in high school. He grabbed pictures from her Facebook page and created this persona. And then he even went deeper. And this is where he is like a sociopath, a maniacal being. He not only created Lene, he created Lene's brothers, her sisters, as well as her cousin Ronaya, who was actually him. This is where it's crazy. Because if you watch the whole documentary, and I'm not going to tell the whole story, I want you to go and watch it and then drop into the comments and tell me what you thought about it. But basically, he ruined this guy's life, or he ruined Manti's life for that moment. Whereas he actually cost Manti millions of dollars, because Manti would have been drafted in the first round, whereas now he became 38th. But watch the documentary, Untold, the girlfriend that didn't exist. But it's just I was talking to a friend who actually played for Notre Dame and played in the NFL, and we were communicating via text, and I was and he couldn't understand how someone could go 2 years never having met his so-called girlfriend. And I was like, yo, again, have you ever seen 90 Day Fiance? It happens. And then I was saying to him, which I don't have a response from, it's like, I just assume that guys, how big that organization is, and the football Big Ten schools, like, you can get whatever you want. Like, it's all at your fingertips. Like, why this girl? Like, why are you having this internet conversation? Why aren't you, like, dating girls on campus? Because that's easy access. Like, they never did dive into that. So I feel like the documentary could have gone deeper. Like, and so that's why I'm like, I don't think he's gay, but they were questioning that, in the media. Like, when the story unfolded, he's gay, he's dumb, like, there were memes like, I see dead girlfriends, I'm like, that was foul. And SNL did a whole thing on him, which was kind of funny. But it's like, now when you really think about it, people, bullies, and I've done a little like I've made shady comments on YouTube, but it's like, people who spend time to just bully people, it's like, what does that say about you? So Manti suffered a lot because of this. But the question to me is, because they asked him early on, like, did you know what catfishing was? Because mind you, it was in 2012. Catfishing wasn't like a show at that point. Catfish wasn't a show at that point. But people were doing it. Like, people have been scheming since the beginning of time. Like, people were, there are people sending you scam letters back in 2006. So it's like, people were scamming back then. But Manti, he pulled his ear. That's a sure sign he was lying. Because I can read body language, everybody. When you do this, when you're talking, you're probably lying. When you're pulling your ear, you're probably lying. So if something is amiss, I want to know. But I definitely think in this documentary, the catfisher Ronaya got off unscathed. Like, he was able to go live, or they was able to go live they best transgender life. And I said they best because Ronaya is now they them. All right, so drop into the comments and tell me what you thought about this documentary. Untold, the girlfriend that didn't exist. All right, like and subscribe.